One of the things that make you exposed is what facing the public. So we're going to listen today how you can face the public. It's not easy. It's not easy. Me, if I go, I'll clean up my sweat now. It's not easy. So please join me in welcoming Chidi Otume Hansi. The public speaking. Please go for him. Go for him.
Good evening. Alright, it's a privilege here. I want to start by saying that when you hear public speech, a lot of us, when you hear public speaking, the first thing that happens to your heart just leaps. And every public speaker, some of us think, who are great speakers? How did they become great? What happened to them? Why is it that Barack Obama can speak like this? Why is it that when you listen to Malcolm X, when you listen to Martin Luther King, they call them great speakers? And you're wondering, how can I be like this? What is public speaking? Before I start, I would like to have maybe one medical student, one technical, and one student from economics. Maybe I'll call Bidemi, please come. No, please come to the front. University, economics. Mr. President, please come. Thank you very much. Okay, what is public speaking? Let me start at besides the CV, the speech, the teaching on the CV was very wonderful, but I never want to write the CV. I don't like writing CV. So I don't think I pray I don't write the CV, but I don't know. Now, if you talk about public speaking, what is public speaking? It simply means talking to an organized set of people, a group of people, a coordinated people, and that is public speech, like what we are doing here. What I'm doing here is public speaking. What Makama was doing, what every other person here did, was public speaking. Now the problem is, how do I go about this? Many people wonder, how do I speak in public? Is it a magical thing? Is it very difficult? Like, how do they do it? Like, what are they saying? How they compose themselves? Now, they compose themselves as based on certain principles that govern public speaking. The first thing you should know is who is speaking. Now, when we talk about who is speaking, that person will be you, could be someone else. The next thing is to whom. Now, most people, the problem they have with public speaking is not fear of standing. It's the fear of not knowing what to say, or not knowing how to say it. That is a major fear about public speaking. It's not the fear of people. Yeah, some people have phobias of people. But the major fear is what to say. Even if you know what to say, how do I say it? Now, when I say to who is me, as I am now speaking, to who? It means who am I speaking to? Now, to be a good public speaker, you have to understand to whom you are speaking to. Why? You have to understand based on gender, academic qualification, or academic start at the level they've achieved in life. Age. Let me give an example. If I'm to speak to market women, we all know market women in Africa. If I have a national conference of market women, and they call me, maybe it's later in the future, they call me professor of medicine, and they say, I should come and speak. I am a professor, and I'm speaking to who? Market women. It's one. I'm a professor in medicine, and I'm speaking to medical students. Two. I'm a professor in medicine, and I'm speaking to bankers. Three. What is the difference? Why am I setting these examples? Because sometimes public speaking becomes very boring. Sometimes the aim of speaking is defeated because you don't understand. The speaker did not understand to whom he's speaking to. Now, if I'm speaking to primary school people, if I'm speaking to children in primary school, my terminologies will change. Am I correct? Yes. So a good speaker must know when to use the right terminology. Should know what terminology, or what words, what things you should say to a particular set of people. If I'm speaking to a primary school student and I come to use the word idiosyncrasy, and I'm telling them the paper is just tabula rasa, the child is not understanding because the first aim of public speaking is what? Passing a message. Is giving information. Now that child, or those people will not understand what I'm trying to say. Now I want to give an example now. Three of you, please listen to me. Listen to me very, very well. I want to give an example. Yesterday, I went to see an otorhinolaryngologist. Tell you, what did I say?
I can hear you.
Yesterday, I went to see an otorhinolaryngologist. What did I say?
Otorhino what?
Do you understand what I said?
You went to see somebody yesterday.
No, do you understand what I said?
No, I understood your action.
You don't understand what I said? Who is that person?
The person has to do with otolaryngologist.
Okay. Now, among the three of them, I said otorhinolaryngologist. Teddy said he understood what I said. No, he could hear me, but he did not understand. No one said he only understood my gesture. Billy said he knows and he said what it meant. What am I trying to say? If I am speaking to a particular set of people, my words should change. If I'm speaking to people and I want to tell them I want to see that kind of doctor, it's better to say I want to see an ear doctor or to see ear, nose, and throat doctor. Now everybody here understands what nose, ear, and throat means. Did I communicate?
Yes.
But if among the three, if I was just speaking, only Bidemi would have understood what I meant. Now, when the crowd, when your people, your audience don't understand you, they get lost. As a good public speaker, you must carry your audience along at every given time. Now, how do you do this? Whatever example you are giving should be relevant to that topic. Should be relevant to the set of people you are speaking to. I don't need to speak complex English when I'm talking to children from high school, or when I'm seated among professors. I am permitted to use words, giant or mighty words. This is whom. This is whom. Now I'm considering the effects. How do I do this? Now I know I am speaking. I know to whom I am speaking. Now I'm asking, what am I talking about? What am I talking about? Where am I saying what I'm saying? And what is the effect that it will have? The way I speak in church is different from the way I speak in the mosque. If I get an invitation today and they say, Professor so and so, please, the National Association of Atheists, would like to have you speak to them based on your qualification or based on your achievement, in business, based on your achievement in this, we'll be honored to have you. And we'll be honored if you honor our invitation. And I say, I honor. I'm coming to the National Association of Atheists. And I'm a Christian. I'm born again. I know that they are atheists. And I come to that place. Maybe because when I preach, I have a particular kind of song I sing. And I come there, I'm giving them a speech. And they start, sweet Jesus, sweet, And I say, okay, let us pray. What do you think the effect of the atheists will be at the first instance? They begin to lose interest. If you care something in some people will begin to walk out. Why? Because I did not understand I was coming to speak what? To atheists. So when I'm coming to speak to atheists, is it appropriate that I pray? Or no, as a good public speaker? It is not. It is inappropriate to pray. If I should pray before I get to the stage. Why? Because I am not communicating. They don't understand what I'm about to do. If you're speaking to women, you need to talk about feminine issues. when you are bringing an example of main issues, it should be relevant to the topic. A public speaker should learn how to stay on point. Because when you're on point, you keep on building the attention of your audience. The attention of the audience should be a priority to the speaker. Now, how does the speaker know what's going on in the audience? Eye-to-eye contact. The speaker must be able to observe what he's saying, the effect of what he's saying. A good speaker, when he's saying something, when he's saying a point, and it becomes boring, it is best for him to switch. If a speaker is giving an example, I'm giving an example here, and people are not getting what I'm saying. To be a good speaker, I will switch to something that people will follow me on. So when you understood who, to whom, what you're talking about, what you're talking about. If they call me as a medical doctor and they say, come and talk on oil and gas, and I come to stand here, and I tell you, last night I was in a surgery, a patient of 32 years had appendicitis, and I performed an appendectomy, and then the patient, and I begin to use something that's irrelevant to oil and gas. Now, it doesn't matter my profession. Now, being a good speaker is not limited to a profession. It is not limited to become like you're a doctor. No, it doesn't matter. You're a nurse, you're an engineer, it doesn't matter. If you understand this point, who, what, the effect, how do I pass my message, then you can become a good speaker. Now, when you know the relevant time, when you should use the relevant terminologies, the set of people you're talking with. I gave these three people now something, and one person got it. Let me ask another question. What is HTML? You know, when you open your internet, you say HTML. What does it mean? You don't have an idea.
I used to say, but I don't.
Tell me, maybe have you tried before? Do you have an idea?
A little. Hypertext something.
Hypertext? No, can you tell us what it is?
Hypertext markup language.
He said it is. If I were to be an engineer and I come to the public and I said the HTML, or I say the IC, I know there's in computer, electronics, something called IC. IC, I don't know what it is, maybe something inside. Now, if you come to say IC as a medical student, I will start intracellular. Give me another example of IC. Intensive care. Intracranial. You see, I begin to say things, I begin to understand things my own way. A good speaker does not give the public to understand things the way they want. You want them to understand it the way it is. That's why most people go out and say, this is what I think. It shouldn't be what you think. Don't make people think what you think. Make them know what you're saying. So when you use the correct terminology at the right place, nobody will begin, what did he mean? What did he mean by IC? Maybe intravenous, maybe something like that, and then you begin to wonder. So a good speaker makes sure that whatever he says is relevant to the set of people. Now, the effect, and how to elicit that effect, how to bring about that effect. How? What is my method? What am I going to use? How am I going to do this? I want to speak to children. I'm going to talk to children. What is that children like? What can I catch their attention with? What do I do? If I'm going to speak to children, I bring things like toys. Am I correct? I put things like toys around. We met in the teachers that when you want to collect a child, or want to examine a child, when the child is playing with you, allow the child. Sometimes give the child a stethoscope. And the child becomes at ease. The child he begins to play with and you're using another thing, and you're checking, you're doing your thing while he does his own thing, or his own thing. So that is what it is. You watch the crowd, you know what you're talking about, you know how to pass this information. Am I using graphics? If I'm using graphics, if I'm using a projector, am I involving numbers, pie charts, and things like that? I'm showing women that don't know how to read pie charts. And what is the other one that's long?
Bar chart.
Bar chart. And they don't know what it is. Market women, they don't know what it is. Now, it might be wonderful, it might be good. In public speaking, it's not what is good for you that's the best. It's what is good for the public that is the best. Anyone that can carry the crowd along is a good speaker. When they call him a motivational speaker, it is just that the man knows what to say, how to say it, and where to say it. That's what the motivational speaker is. When Barack Obama speaks, he will go to Turkey and motivate them and they will shout or hate him because he's saying things that are relevant to people that was in Turkey. When he comes to Africa, he will say something and they shout. It's not because he's so super, because he knows what do I say, to whom am I speaking to, and how do I say it. Now, in public speaking, I know there's some sort of this. There's fear. There's stage fright. Am I correct? There's stage fright. But let me tell you that I don't think it's not. For those of us that have been speaking in public for long, you know that even when you are used to public speaking, the first time they call you again for to speak in public, it's natural you have just swim. You are not afraid. It's not like you cannot, you've been doing it. But let us welcome and declare your heart first does tachycardia, increased heart rates, and before you know, okay, you are calm. Public speaking comes with exposure. Somebody was talking about exposure here. The first time I spoke in public was when I preached. I was like 7 or 8. I was talking the topic in Bible, when I was a child. And if I can remember myself, I remember the first time I spoke, I messed up. It wasn't coordinated. I was a child. But subsequently, I kept on what? Building. What am I going to? In public speaking, you grow. You grow. And always give yourself the opportunity to learn. Always give you the opportunity to face the crowd. If you face the crowd once and you flop, you will go back and reconsider. When you're facing the crowd the next time, you will do better. When you're facing the third time, the fourth time, the fifth time, you become better. Don't always say until I become better, until I build my confidence. There's no appropriate time to build your confidence. Exposure matters. It is the best antidote for stage fright. There are many drugs they give you anti-anxietic. If I don't stop worrying with medical drugs, they give you for stage fright. But the best antidote is psychologists will tell you, take the person there. If this brother is afraid of snake, and I want to cure him of that phobia, it's not drugs. Take him to a room full of snakes, drop him there and lock the door. By the time he shouts and cries, nobody opens the door. He sees that there's nothing else he can do. He will sit down. The next day, you do that to him. If he stays there for 2 weeks, you say, aha, these snakes don't harm. That is the best way to settle stage fright. So stop saying, until I become 35, maybe I'll go for public speech school and things like that. No. When you have the opportunity, you use it, learn, make your mistakes, and work on it. Thank you very much.